The Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Developing tonight, an investigation is still underway right now in Hebron after state police say 2 people were found dead at a property off Route 66 early this morning. Thank you so much for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Annette Montgomery. Now, that discovery prompted a large response and left neighbors with several questions and concerns. Fox 61's Stephen Reels is live in Hebron and shares the latest. Stephen.
Hey, Annette, this is actually the calmest we've seen this area be in almost 24 hours now. The original call for this disturbance, that came in around 3:30 this morning, and then we saw police and even a crime lab come out here for well over 15 hours. But as you can see behind me, this area, the caution tape is no longer up, and the police have seemingly left. But take a look at your screen. This is what our crews first saw when they got here around this morning. So far, we know, like you said earlier, 2 people were found dead. However, police have not revealed who those people are or how they died. Parts of the street behind me were closed off for the investigation, but those have since reopened. Also, schools in the area were put on a 3-hour delay as a result of what happened. But what we do know is that this building that looks like a home, it's actually listed as an office space on town property records, and it's owned and operated by the owners of the Mexican restaurant known as the Brick Cantina right across the parking lot from it. The restaurant has really only been open for a year now, but it has regular customers, and they told us they were shocked to see the scene right in front of them on Friday.
Just horrible. I was getting ready to turn right in there, and I saw the police car sitting there. I knew it was a big deal when I saw the big motorhome over there. I'm like, that's never a good sign, and just heartbreaking because they're such nice people.
The restaurant posted this message on their social media, which confirmed the business will be closed while law enforcement does their work. The restaurant also says, quote, "We are absolutely devastated by the tragic incident that occurred in our community, which directly impacted our Brick Cantina family." The restaurant also went on to say that they would not provide further details at this time in respect of the grieving families. But of course, as the story develops, we will keep you updated on air and online on fox61.com. But for now in Hebron, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Well, breaking now at 10:02, an arrest has been made in connection with a deadly workplace accident in Norwich. Norwich police say 51-year-old Amilcar Dindrati, an owner of a local plumbing company, turned himself in. He's now been charged with manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, and first-degree reckless endangerment. Those charges stem from a trench collapse in June of last year that killed 60-year-old Michael Jericho. Dindrati was released on a $50,000 bond. Well, switching gears to weather, we're seeing a mix of everything as it's March in Connecticut, going from the 70s one day to snow flurries the next. So meteorologist Sam Sampiri is here with the first check of the forecast. Now, Sam, you've used the word wild today to describe the upcoming forecast.
Yeah, not only for tomorrow because of the gusty winds, but then we're going to go up and down in the temperature department, and we're going to have rain, wind, and thunderstorms on Monday, believe it or not. But yes, it's March in New England. Saturday and Sunday, here's your weekend forecast. Basically in the 40s, windy for your Saturday, less wind, but cloudy and sort of the calm before the storm on your Monday. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s across the area, and we see anywhere from 32 to 36 in Chester, 37 Groton, New London. Again, the temperatures really haven't gone anywhere because the wind is up out of the south. If anything, they might go up a little bit. And right now, live Doppler radar shows this little batch of rain and snow showers starting to move in to the region, but a lot of this is breaking apart. I'm not expecting much in the way of anything. The ground might get a little wet. Other than that, the system is going to go by to our north and create and generate some gusty winds for tomorrow. So overnight, again, mostly cloudy. Chance for a couple of light showers, especially northern Connecticut. Otherwise, we'll wake up tomorrow morning with temperatures in the 30s. The winds will start to pick up, and coming up, I'll let you know how windy it gets for your Saturday. And yeah, big storm on the way for Monday. Details coming up in a few minutes. Annette?
Thank you so much, Sam. Well, right now we have an update on the Hartford homicide we brought to you as breaking news last night. Police have now identified the man who was shot on Albany Avenue. Officers say they found 49-year-old Colin Roberts unresponsive, and the Windsor man was pronounced dead at the scene. Right now, there's still no word on a shooter or what led to the incident, but this is the third shooting in the city since Monday and the second deadly one. Well, right now, the state is taking over Bickford Healthcare Center in Windsor Locks after a 93-year-old woman got out and was found unresponsive outside the facility early last month. The Department of Social Services hired a temporary manager to oversee operations and move 48 people to other nursing homes. As a result, the Public Health Department says Bickford faces 14 violations tied to health and safety rules. On February 8th, video shows Margaret Healy left through an employee entrance. Police say staff later found her face down in the snow, and she was later pronounced dead. Well, new tonight, a New Haven man has been found guilty of murder in a 2019 deadly shooting. 41-year-old Michael Holmes shot and killed Curtis McCrae on Shelton Avenue. Holmes is now scheduled to be sentenced May 22nd. And right now, we have new details tonight out of Michigan after an attack at a synagogue. The suspect attacked Temple Israel near Detroit yesterday after learning 4 of his family members were killed in an Israeli airstrike in Lebanon. Officials say 41-year-old Ahmed Mohammed Ghazili waited outside the synagogue for 2 hours before ramming his car into the building and firing a gun. Armed security guards and police responded, and Ghazali shot himself after getting stuck in his vehicle. Large amounts of fireworks and gasoline were also found in the car. No children or staff were injured, and officials are praising the synagogue's trained Army security for preventing a potential tragedy. The FBI says the investigation is ongoing, and an official motive has not yet been confirmed. Tonight, Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is in Woodbridge with reaction from a local Jewish community center and why they say having security is so important.
As synagogues prepare to gather to welcome Shabbat, the CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater New Haven says what happened in Michigan weighs heavily on all of their minds.
It's exhausting. It's an everyday thing.
Gail Schlossberg, the CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater New Haven, says the attack highlights the importance of security. This Jewish community center, like many others across the country, have round-the-clock security.
Anytime the Jewish community gathers in any way, shape, or form, we need to have security with us, and we need to be prepared for this.
Thursday, a man attacked Temple Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan, by ramming a car through the building's doors and driving down a hallway. The suspect, who was armed with a rifle and had explosives in his car, was killed after being shot by the synagogue's security guards. Schlossberg says the attack represents the uptick in anti-Semitism they've seen in recent years.
Every day we get the messages of hate, bomb threats, all sorts of threats against the community.
Although this attack has struck fear throughout the community, Schlossberg says they will continue to gather as a community and practice their faith.
We will remain vigilant and strong and resilient, and we will continue to do what we've always done, which is to gather and be unapologetically Jewish.
Schlossberg also encourages people to contact the police if they see something suspicious or have concerns about the safety of others to prevent attacks like this from happening again. In Woodbridge, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Thank you so much, Alicia. Well, right now, officials have charged a man with illegally selling the gun used by the suspect in the shooting at Old Dominion University. Investigators say Kenya Chapman stole the firearm a year ago and sold it to Mohammed Baylor Jallo, who then used it to kill one ROTC instructor and hurt 2 others before being subdued and killed by students. The suspect is a former Virginia Army National Guard member and naturalized U.S. citizen. He previously spent 8 years in prison for trying to aid the Islamic State group. He was released early in December 2024 after completing a drug treatment program, despite a terrorism-related conviction that typically disqualifies inmates from such sentence reductions. Officials say Chapman knew the suspect and had been in prison, but denied knowing he had a felony conviction or would carry out an attack. Tonight, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is deploying more weapons to the war zone in the Middle East. Right now, he's trying to ease concerns about the cost of oil and Iran's ability to block the crucial Strait of Hormuz. Now, this comes after Iran struck 2 oil tankers, including a U.S.-owned vessel. Jennifer Griffin has more.
The Pentagon is sending the USS Tripoli, a Marine amphibious ready group, and the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit with about 2,500 U.S. Marines to the Middle East. The Tripoli is stationed out of Japan and would take about 2 weeks to arrive in the Gulf. The Pentagon has a plan to keep the Strait of Hormuz open, but it is slow-going work suppressing the threat posed by Iranian drones, fast boats, and mines. 2 oil tankers, one of them U.S.-owned, were hit by Iranian explosive-laden boats and drones near the Iraqi port of Basra this week. Iran has attacked 16 commercial ships since the war began.
Before I think we want to take anything through there at scale, we want to make sure to do that safely and smartly.
They are exercising sheer desperation in the Straits of Hormuz. Something we're dealing with, we have been dealing with it, and don't need to worry about it.
In a written statement read by an Iranian state television presenter, the new supreme leader vows to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed. Iran has long relied on an asymmetric naval threat, a tactic it relied on during the tanker wars in the 1980s during the Iran-Iraq War. President Ronald Reagan sent the U.S. Navy to escort reflagged Kuwaiti oil tankers in 1987. That's when Iran's Navy perfected the art of speedboat attacks. Retired Navy Commander Kirk Lippold was the commanding officer of the USS Cole when it was hit by an al-Qaeda small boat laden with explosives.
A number of things are available to them, including land-based anti-ship cruise missiles that could be fired. In addition, they have drones. They have vessels that are purpose-built, laden with explosives that we've seen used in the past couple days. All it takes is one shot and getting lucky, more than skill, that would cause problems for the United States Navy.